There are many ways a person can learn how to fight, but one of the most important factors that they have to understand is how to initiate an attack. Today we're going to discuss the 3 different basic types of initiation of attack and break them down a little bit so we can have a better understanding. Stay tuned, we'll talk about it. Welcome to Shihan's Dojo. I'm Shihan Marty Husband, and I'm here today to help you build your martial arts skills or knowledge, or if you're wanting to learn a little bit more about the martial arts, tell you a little bit more about it. So if you're here for the first time, jab that subscribe button and punch the bell so we can notify you when we have a new video coming out. The question for today is, what is the main type of initiation you practice for your self-defense? Tell us in the comments so we can have a little discussion about it. Throughout the years, strategy and tactics have been the basic understanding of how to fight. But knowing when to fight takes on the initiative phase that you have to understand. There are many types of physical and psychological ideals that have to go into understanding an initiation of technique, and this leads into how someone sets their mindset in understanding how to initiate the attacks. It's a matter of being comfortable with the type of personality you have and the situation you're in at the time. Now I want you to note though, when we break down these initiatives, they are not the types of attacks. Now the types of attacks involved with these initiatives will be broken down later in another video, probably several, because these are quite a vast array of ideals and knowledge that a person needs to understand in order to perform these initiatives. The first one I want to talk about is a primary initiative. The primary initiative is often referred to in the Japanese as sensen-no-sen. Now I'll use some of these Japanese terms when I have them available or if they exist. For those out there who are taking classical Japanese styles can better understand where I'm going with this. This basically sets you up so that you are attacking before the opponent attacks you, whether it's a feeling or whatever. But I'm going to break these down into 5 little categories that we'll talk about in detail another time. The first one, of course, is a head-on attack, also known as taino-sen. This is to launch an attack before the opponent is prepared to launch and right before they can do anything or initiate the attack themselves. The second type is basically changing postures, sometimes known as yuno-sen in Japanese. This is what is used to basically change your posture or your feet positions in order to get a good angle on an attack. Number 3 is basically a charging attack. Charging initiative is sometimes called kino-sen. This is where you take and drive and charge into your opponent before they're ready and just basically obliterate them by sheer power or speed. The next one is the distance initiative. It's sometimes known as ichibayashi in Japanese and basically uses the ideas and patterns that when you're close enough you'll begin to attack, or you find the distance that your attack you're using is going to use. Whether it be a kick, a foot, grapple, takedown. It's just that point where you're comfortable enough to attack at that distance. The next one is called the rhythm initiative. Now the Japanese have one called Ninokoshi Hyoshi, which basically means to strike in 2 beats. This is a part of the rhythm initiative, however it is not the main concept for it. Rhythm fighting is basically finding the rhythm and then breaking that rhythm so the opponent cannot deal with the change. In dealing with the change, it breaks their mindset so you can get in on them and take away the advantage that they were hoping to get. The next one I want to discuss is called the interception initiative. I'm not going to cover a lot on this because right now it's a deep subject that we're going to talk about, but I'll give you the basic ideas for what I see with them. Interception is sometimes known as senosen in Japanese. This refers to taking the initiative between the attacks that the opponent is launching themselves. Of course, this can be from a reactionary counter where we see them move and you just immediately launch the technique you're going to do, or you do an intercepting counter where you expect them to come in and you're actually parrying as they come in with their technique, and then you're able to counter in between their technique. Interception is built to disrupt the opponent before they can do anything out there, so in being able to intercept them you also destroy their confidence in what they've just tried to do before they can change up or do anything different. The next one is what I call the delayed initiative, sometimes known as gono-sen in Japanese. In gono-sen they think of it like block and counter, but in reality it's basically slipping and parrying an attack that has completed its movement and you're redirecting or either taking the initiative to destroy the opponent after they've attacked. There are many ways to do it, by slipping it or ducking it or basically parrying and countering whatever technique they threw. It's also quite prevalent in many Aikido systems where they'll actually wait for that point of impact and take it away. This is also set up for when you're guarding to try to redirect any straight punches or crosses that come into you and open up your opponent to finish them off when you get that opening in the area you're looking for. Now these three ideas that we just talked about on initiative will help us to definitively define what we're trying to accomplish with the attacks we're going to talk about in a later video. One has to understand how the initiation of attack is used in order to prepare for that type of attack or self-defense situation that you might need. We'll start establishing the different attacks in the next videos so you can see how they're applied to each of these initiatives. Now there are many books out there that you can read of initiation attacks. Some of the common ones are the Book of Five Rings, Keto the Dynamic Sphere by Resterbrook and Ratty, Bruce Lee's Tao Jeet Kune Do. There are many of them I can name out there that are really good, but for now those will suffice. So if you have any other books that you might like others out there to know, let them know in the comments so they might learn something more about initiations of technique. If you gained any knowledge from this video and you liked it, poke like down there and tell your friends about it. Share it so we can have Shihan's Dojo grow. Don't forget the question of the week. What is the base initiative you train for in your self-defense? Leave us a comment down there. Ask us any questions. We'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And we'll see you again here on Shihan's Dojo.